We have been here. We were here all the yesterdays before. Scorpion venom, pain, then numbness, paralyze, they said. We feel no spark of the Tibaris Inachus in this place. We cannot see it through their eyes. We slumber here, alone. Why would they not create with us? They took it all away. A tide of souls thrown upon the wheel. The ground gives way. We fall. Now our memory is a wound reopened. They came suddenly, the stillness of night split by grinding steel. A chill in our spine. How could we name it? First, they blinded us. Shining eyes pierced the concealing dark. Then they burned. Smoke ensnared the moonlight. The Akita screamed. A means to an end. We saw a terrible design in the roaring flames. They had carved a path to the temple. We were their true prey. Burn the brush. The ashes feed the undergrowth. We persisted. We were everywhere. How could they cull the wind? How could they track the stars? Then they turned to what the Akita had made. They toppled the statues. They set the libraries ablaze. They could not kill us. They would curse us to oblivion. The Akita howled. They died. We cried out, sundered soul by soul. We broke the earth. Called down the storm, flung lightning from our hands. But they marched on. We grew tired. In fury, we exposed ourselves. Our flailing smothered the cries. Were they theirs? Ours? The needle struck. They raised machines, we tried to tear down the garden's walls. Then... nothing. We floated in a great glass eye. The fog closed in on us. We reached out, but the machines held us in. We could not feel the new day's sun play in the shifting tide. The cities crumbled. We could not save them. We could not save ourselves. Extinction bought with blood. The victor writes with the ash. We watched helplessly for aeons. Until you. We are the lamp, the bonfire, forces to be controlled. The wound numbs now. We watch as the river of time expands. In the silence of our prison we find clarity. How many voices lost? How many saplings have we cut down? We sink into the endless night. Perhaps we should be here. We are the rain, the swaying grass. What do they have to fear? A bindweed stricken from the garden. But who built the fence? The soil stirs. We have a new memory of this place. You opened the final lock, entered the hidden glade. You listened. You stand at a cliff now. We watch your footsteps carefully. We twine together. We reach for the sky. We grow. We grow. We grow.
There's something about that building over there. Looks like the kind of place Yahtzee would love.
You insist.
Ise!
Satan's doing! This place feels familiar. Hurry, let's go inside. This is the library from my dreams. It's real? Look at all these tablets. Actual written records. Oh, somebody pinch me. And there's even some wine to read with. Whoever was here last, I would have gotten along well with them. I wonder who she was. She looks sad and familiar. This looks like the Akita building this place. Clearly, they wanted their story preserved, no matter the cost. Garlowain's gonads. Look! It's even the same hearth from my dream. And that's the chair. It's the picture of coziness. It's plush and warm, Envoy. What more do you want? Finally, you've arrived. Ah, there it smells. That took 10 years off my life. Wait. You must be the librarian from my dreams. Oh, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. Oh, though, you do look quite familiar.
You could be twins. Except your hair's better.
It has been quite some time. Too many years to number. Of course. You are an ancestor? A very fashionable one at that. No, child. We are the keeper of these tablets. Or have you already forgotten? Oh, of course. I was you in a past life. Oh, I'm such a fool. You lived with animancers, and yet the idea of awakening to your past lives never entered your mind.
This is definitely sounding like one of Giada's ghost stories.
Was the last of the Akita. Once the attack started, a few of us were charged with preserving as much of our history as we could. So we retreated with as much as we could carry. The attacks? You must mean... the Magfolk attacks. Yes, we've... heard... Is that the reason for the bodies outside? Yes. Your monstrous gods, who bought their divinity with blood and the souls of their faithful. They tried to butcher every last one of us. Yes. There was little else I could do. I'm a scholar, not a fighter. A lesson I'm glad you learned. But how did the magfolk reach you in here? They didn't. Between the screams of my kin being slaughtered and the screeching of the magfolk, I couldn't breathe. That's the screeching I heard in my dream, Envoy. I knew I recognized it when we killed that magfolk. Once it was gone, there was nothing left. And perversely, I found the quiet worse. So I decided on another way. One that wouldn't give your gods the satisfaction. Poison? Well, at least you washed it down with some good wine. You're not helping, Envoy. Yatsley, you know what you must do now. I abandoned my duty to protect our history, but you... Someone must tell the story of the Akita, and there is no one else. I'm already an expert. What more do you want me to do? Think about it, Yatsley. You have been training to be the new protector of this collection since childhood. I couldn't ask for a better successor. But that was your duty. I have my own dreams. Yatsley, if you do not become the new librarian, there will be no other. The stories of the Akita will turn to dust, and my people, our people, will be forgotten. Just as the burned queen wanted all along, when she sent her magfolk to choke the life from us. This is all too much. What do you think, Envoy? I'm already intrigued. You don't need to lay on the guilt, Envoy. I am so glad that one of Sapidal's chosen stands with you, Yatsley. Our time is at an end, Yatsley. It's time for me to go. Wait! I've not even asked you any questions! Tell me about your marriage rights. Oh, did you mean for all your buildings to look so phallic? Unfortunately, my time is at an end. You must keep Yatsley alive. She is the last hope of the Akita. So this is goodbye. I wish we could have... No. I wish that all of you had a better ending. Choose well, Yatsley. And good luck. She's gone. Forgive me, Envoy, but we should get going. We can talk back in camp. Later. I'll never understand the Akitan love for death traps.
I'm starting to think these people killed themselves off.
This place seems less like a death trap. Maybe we could stop, catch our breath.
There's always a weird sort of quiet on the eve of battle. I'm feeling that now. Seems like a good time to gather our thoughts and share a drink before whatever's coming.
Right. This seems like a perfect place to stop and relax.
Though it's hard enough to tell what's real here without a belly full of drink.
Sounds like you're nervous, dearie.
I'm feeling all kinds of ways. Anxious, excited, scared, hungry.
I feel it as well. It is only mortal to feel overwhelmed in the presence of the immortal.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me. Getting to see that vision of Tama did me good. Like, I finally let go of something I'd been holding too long. Now that we're here, I'm eager to see this through. Nothing worse than holding your breath and waiting. Same. I'd rather have good company in a prison than paradise alone.
I had a feeling you might ask me that. I'm not sure I've really worked through what I've seen here, but I am grateful for the chance to see Yonko again. I feel like we're almost done with all of this, but we are in the weirdest place in the world, so who knows? I'm completely baffled. But when haven't I been lately? Being afraid doesn't even feel scary anymore.
I think so. The garden is so much more than I expected. Full of contradictions. Wild, yet serene. Truthfully, I didn't come all this way searching for my own answers. But I found them. Or perhaps they found me. And now, it's like there's a new path laid out before me. A life after the dream scourge. We're close to something. A threshold between calm and crisis. Conflict and peace. Life and death. So am I. None of us could have gotten this far on our own.
Well, I won't lie to you, Envoy. A lot's happened. It's not every day that you learn that you're the last hope to carry on a legacy, but... well, here we are. Never literally talked to myself before either. I think I annoyed her. Me? Oh, I think I need another drink. But here we are. I just need a moment to take it all in. Glad to see I've rubbed off on you, Envoy. And I wouldn't worry. Our little group here is perfectly frightening, and I'm sure our enemies would agree. We'll be fine. I can't speak for anyone else, though.
You've listened to all of us. How about you? You've been through a lot since you arrived. You've been shipwrecked and assassinated, harangued by gods, bureaucrats, and a death guard. You've had your soul poked, your loyalties questioned, and your sleep regularly interrupted by a god with no respect for privacy. And yet you've kept yourself and all of us together. How are you really doing?
You're very resilient. Under different circumstances, I would credit your nature as a godlike. But we all know better. You're strong enough to survive anything. Zapadal picked a good soul when they made you.
That actually made sense to me. As if I've learned something about souls and whatnot.
I'll take that as a compliment.
How about you, Envoy? What keeps you so stoic in the face?
I'm partial to a nice bottle of Pargroon Wodak myself.
When we first met, I didn't think you'd last long. But then I saw how you handled that dream thrall there. Shook off your own death like a bad cold. And then you confronted your own killer and let him go. Takes a special kind of strength to stay your hand in a moment like that.
I didn't know much about you at that point. You were traveling with Kai and you died, which I thought made a lot of sense.
I remember your calm. How you listened to my shouting match with the governor and actually heard me. You saved my city and gave me a home. A sanctuary where I could be myself. I'll never forget that.
You were my hero right away. You rescued me from those sporlings. You got my priceless face. What more could a girl ask for?
And now look at you. Look at us. How far we've come in a short time. Quite a lot, as it turns out. But the journey is worth it.
Not to raise the sails before the anchor, but we left trouble in our wake. Fjord, Thirdborn, Solace. If we make it out of here, it won't be to a living lands suddenly at peace.
Just this once. Could we forget about the rest of the living lands? Some of us could use a break.
So that doesn't mean it's Giada's scary story time, does it?
I thought my stories were insightful.
If we can't take a moment to ourselves on a floating island outside reality, then I don't know where we can.
Don't think I haven't considered it. But our problems won't just go away on their own.
Stay here? I mean, we are here. It's supposed to be paradise. Can't be worse than Galawain's tusks.
Tempting as it sounds, if there's one thing I've learned from you, it's that running from problems only lets them fester.
Unfortunately, you are uniquely qualified to deal with this, so we're stuck fixing things. Dread.
Sleep well. Tomorrow we finish this together.
Oh, Envoy? I don't think I have yet, but... A pretty sentiment, it's just... We already have a lot. We have a god and an empire, both vying for our attention, and I was already unsure what to do, and now a third option appears like the world's worst surprise. But it makes sense. My whole life has been about the god. It explains why I knew the language, why I felt so... It's not an answer I would have expected, but, well, honestly, I feel more... No matter what happens, even if my path... Oh, I was just thinking I needed more options. I think...
Congratulations, Yardsley.
No matter what, I've always known exactly... But this is the first time I've had more options than time in the day. What do you think? You're right. The Akita have been with me my whole life, in one way or another. I owe it to them and myself to see it through to the end. Thank you, Envoy. I've been agonizing over this for longer than I want to admit. Finally picking a destination makes the journey a lot easier. Oh, but I am not looking forward to telling Quilici.
He'll understand. Your happiness and fulfillment are everything to him.
Well, come on. We've bigger things to deal with. Literally, in Sapadal's case. Much as I'm loath to relinquish the spotlight, we should be off. And Envoy, thank you, truly. Now, let's go.
So those green people in the garden, those weren't your parents?
No, they were Sapadal's dreams given life. Ancient sentinels bound by loyalty.
I've heard of strange colors in the sky, and weeks of twilight in the white that wins. I barely plan further than the next meal, and you're asking me. I don't know, Envoy. I just try to take each day and each battle as it comes, and you can see where that... But I think it's possible to... Something like that. You know what all of us think, but ultimately, you're the one who has to decide what to do with Sapadal and where you're loyal. My advice? Get a good night's rest, and when the moment... Don't forget that every soul in the living lands... But look at it this way. Whatever you choose, you'll end the Dream Scourge, and you'll get the... And I'd wager that's better. I'll be here if you need me.
I could use a distraction. I don't know what I expect. Everything here feels wrong. Can you feel it? Estin, this is a place of power. But does that answer... One word of advice. For all we know, this is happening in your head. Certainly. You've heard them all, but... Well... Pleasant dreams.
Envoy, what do you need? If I must.
We really must stop meeting like... Don't mind if I do. feeling?
I'm alright. Good to see an old friend, you know?
And saying goodbye, that's the hard part.
You can talk to us, Marius. That is, if you think talking will help.
Well, obviously it wasn't my favorite thing, but...
Grief is strange. You lose someone. And you carry around a little hole inside yourself till you die. Or maybe the same is true for the dead. Your friend obviously loved you.
Yeah, how did we get on this topic? I thought we were talking about pancakes.
Safe to assume that the large glowing door is part of Sapidal's prison? Now, we just have to get past it.
Let's look around. There's got to be a mechanism somewhere around here. Quiet as the depths.
Someone's eager to meet us.
Land be your seat. Isehe.
Just a minute.
Just like the good old days.
Fascinatum!
I don't think magfolk arms work like... Oh, well, never mind.
I never knew I wanted to see something so bad.
We've got company!
One for you!
Lava will be your seat! Fascinatum!
Next one's mine.
Lava will be your seat!
Looks like the gate's open. Well, what are we waiting for?
Keep your guard up. We gotta live to tell this tale.
Lava will be your sick. Lava will be your sick.
Everyone okay?
come at last, after so long. You are so small, we questioned if you were real. Then steps, a voice, through armies and corrupted soil, you persevered. Now, you are here. The rot. We feel it festering and spreading. What is it but an extension of our pain? Your dream scourge will end when our suffering does. We were innocent once. We woke, and we wanted nothing but connection. But the other gods imprisoned us, left us to suffer alone in this place. But you are here now. You found us, a sprout in the endless winter. There is little time. We would be freed from these bonds. The Strangler is close now. We feel her wire against our flesh. She begs for our blood. Her wolves defile the city on the shore. Blood on the tile. The people's cries ring in our ears. She pierces us now. Now we will not brook this. Not again. A spark. Wait. The essence bends here. Time flows into itself. You can reach her. Will the garden to open. It will take you there. A mountain of essence. We strain, but it will move for you. We were everything. What have we lost? What multitudes could we contain? We could run, leap in the water, flourish in forgotten hills. We must. We shall. We have been thinking of this. We mourn our past. We only seek peace now. A chance to regrow. We trust you. You who have been by our side for so long. You met death, and you offered your hand. And where is your mercy for us? You know we deserve better than this. Give us peace. We want a chance to change. We deserve that opportunity. Do you think we have learned nothing from you? We deserve more than this prison. Let us have a chance to rest. We want peace. Or do you have no more mercy for us than you did for the bear. The beautiful thing you killed. We asked what you would do with an animal that sickened after a fight. Do you remember what you said? More than anything, treat us as you would the bear. Grant, the time has come. End our pain. Give us peace. It is all. Center your thoughts. Reach for us. Clear the fog. Tear down the gates. We were so blind, so lost. We brought such horrors to this place. We feel bright. We had forgotten what it is to live. We will grow. Tend, flower. We will always remember this. We will remember you when you are ash and soil and mold.
Andra's depths.
It's paradise.
Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Aora could transport us so quickly, or so far. Doubtful. While they were in chains, so too was their power.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradise looked like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
Hey, at least you didn't let 6 years go by.
Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time? Assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. It feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor, and steel Garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Reingrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
If he didn't start this himself.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sapadal?
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapadal. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
Kith and God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which it grows.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
Sansa, how did you make it out here?
They marched in with no warning. I couldn't think. I just ran. Envoy! What does the Garrote think they're doing? What's the point of exploring if you just want to plant your flag everywhere? They broke some glass, but the map is safe. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now, that's a good thing.
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Balrog.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. Gods, I hope they're not trapped in there. I am sorry I can't be more help. On the very first page.
We should move. Let's hope the Garrote hasn't made it to the Balrog yet.
Envoy, wait! Before you go, I took some supplies when I ran. If you... I'll even give you a discount.
Why is there snow here?
Can't believe this is happening.
A familiar face. We meet again, Envoy. And you, Yardsley. You're always a prodigious and welcome sight.
Oh, yes. Always a pleasure to see you, too.
Paradise burns, thanks to Ludwine and the Steel Garrote laying siege to it. But the Dream Scourge is gone.
She must have come back to life. Again. I suppose we couldn't be lucky enough for her to stay dead.
It's remarkable how hard you mortals fight for causes that'll be forgotten within centuries. Still, I do think the world has been irrevocably, if minimally, changed by your actions. Perhaps. A new god being set loose on the world is certain to have consequences. Mostly, I'm curious about whether you think you've made the right choice. Wise answer, that. I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. With luck, it won't end with you also on fire. Unfortunately, you'll likely be dead the next time I return to the Living Lands. Goodbye, Envoy. And Yardsley, I do look forward to when all of this is done. I am eager to work with you.
Oh, yes. We'll, discuss that later.
My research awaits.
If we make it out of this, I'm going on vacation.
Oh, Envoy. How good to see you here as we stand together at the brink. Thank you again for your help. Paradise burns from the torches of the Steel Garrote. The people of the Living Lands stand ready. Yes. What happens in Paradise?
What's the plan of Par?
We will find a way to persevere. We Bargrunen have a gift. Whatever the outcome of the upcoming battle, do not forget us. I fear that if Edir and the Steel Garrote have their way, they'll strip the history books of any future generations will only ever know us as an appendage of the Empire. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope so. That's as much as I'll say. You have a role. Do the right thing, Envoy.
Giata, where have you been?
Where haven't I been?
Envoy, I knew.
How is Emerald Stair?
Thriving on both counts. My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock. Likewise, I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote breach our defenses. Better to have them and not need them. Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. Whatever you did in the Emerald Stair is healing, believe it or not. Once this is over. Indeed. The metaphysical core. Best of luck out there. And don't worry about a thing. My flock will keep...
Thank you, Elia. My compliments to the flock, as always.
We know you. Did you help us? We must have seen you in a dream. Fidelio sang for us. We must help him.
I thought Belena would be safer if she were here with me. Do you think it's over? We really won't see any more dream thralls?
We smell steel. Should we run? Or could we stay here and tend? We see clearly now. The clouds part and the sun shines. Was this you? Adelaro. Does he fight for us? Why do we think of this name? We smell steel.
I thought Belena would be safer if she were here with me.
How's Casagrada?
As prepared as he'll ever be.
Oh no. The steel garrote have hit hard and fast.
So, the roots are here too. Fine by me. They'll make a good vantage point.
Gods, it's a lot of bodies.
The envoy. Is that you?
As soon as my gun's cleaned, I'll get out there. Can't risk a jam on the battlefield.
I don't want to go to Yezwa.
Don't fuck it up for us.
Envoy, how did you...
It's great to see you again, but... where the...
You just appeared out of... Once word about Paradis reached us,
That's not important.
Right. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I just want to make... as much as you can. Be good to the lip. Yes, but...
What Radut is saying, Envoy, is that we know the adherents can put us through...
I'd just like for us to live lives that are free. For us. Not Adir. It's going to be up to you, Envoy. I know you have much to do, so...
The time for standing by is over. Do not allow your differences to blind you to the real threat.
So, here we are. So, try praying instead of just hoping. Metaphysically, the battle is already over. But politically... I intend to send a message to the Steel. Anyway, who knows what tomorrow will bring. So let's be grateful. I think that's enough wool. Besides, I need to tinker on the phantasmal focus. Make sure it don't stay up. Anything. If I must. We should take a moment to acknowledge you liberated the god of the living lands. That's quite a gamble. No doubt it would have gotten worse. If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing their cage like a wild animal. Which means you have leverage over a god. That's a lot of responsibility. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything... We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or... Anytime. Maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer. Now that one of the... I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is that... You're too... I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go from here, I'm grateful to have been a part of it. Until next... Pleasant dreams.
There you are, on. You're probably... I guess it helps we have a god on our side, right? I mean, a god beats a skeleton knight, and this is just cleanup. Just figuring out who controls... You said it. Anyway, you should get some rest. Oh, if you need to rehearse any speeches or whatever. It's not that I don't want to. Talk to you later, Envoy.
There's my... Always a pleasure.
We'll finish this together. Just say the word.
Envoy, you'd think I'd be seeing you.
Envoy? Is it really you?
Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Nakutadek?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thralls still litter Shatterscarp.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them?
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Naku Tedek was raven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
We saw similar destruction at Nakukubel. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Altruism is fertile ground for folly, I've found.
It was Adir's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Sapadal's power ravaged my people. I don't know that I can ever trust it.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nanru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now.
But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days, but you wouldn't know it judging by how she fights.
Ludwine's plowed through the militia like a knife through warm butter.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves. A bit like you're being haunted, isn't it? Or cursed. But that's your affair. So long as her passion for Wodica lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible. Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwine who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her Steel Garrote laid siege to the city, shortly after you beat her to the garden.
We've had no news from inside for several days. From what we can observe, southern Paradise is in pieces, and the remaining militia batters at the gates to no avail.
Is there nothing our people can do?
Given the state of our supply routes after the Dream Scourge, and the Steel Garrote's destruction, we expect the people trapped inside will run short of fresh food and clean water in a matter of days.
We brought as many Hail and Able from Thirdborn as would come. But after the Dream Scourge and our losses from Nakukubel, we could spare so few. I worry it won't be enough.
Likewise, my wardens are still reeling from effects of the eruption. The keep was saved, but there is much to repair, particularly if we are to endure a siege. Most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against the Steel Garrote for the sake of Paradise, not when we are so few.
Well, that's been a point of debate. We can't agree on how to stand against the Steel Garrote, nor who should lead the effort.
Nobody wants to risk their people at the front.
So you let the Parodies militia go it alone? Even if our meager forces should make it inside, the siege won't end until Ludwig does. And none of you know how to kill her. Precisely. The lawful settlement of a new Adirian colony, supposedly. Or the establishment of a Wodekin state. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. Your presence would serve as a powerful endorsement. I'm afraid the law's whatever compels her to righteous victory. Remember, she has an obligation to Wodica, a solemn oath. And neither the Steel Garrote nor the queen that was look kindly upon oath-breakers.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman. Very mature.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Ludwig and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence.
Ludwig's the muscle. I'm merely the personality. What was I supposed to do? Frown her into submission?
What good are you as a diplomat if you can't even keep your own beast under control?
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true God. That's Ludwig's vision for the Living Lands.
I can't wait to see how you weasel out of this one.
I know it will. We are leading by example, returning order and dignity to Paradis in the wake of the Clavager's death. We will do the same to the frontier, given the chance.
Where was order and dignity when the Steel Garrote attacked my home?
My administration had nothing to do with that, as I know you know. Adirian rule and rule by the Steel Garrote would be markedly different beasts.
Spoken like a fucking diplomat. Splitting hairs when it all comes from the same head.
Order and dignity. That's what you think we're missing? Bastards! All of you!
You will take it all, whether the chance is given to you or not.
What passes between Ludwig and her men, or between Ludwig and the Emperor, for that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative.
Your empire is doing what it does best. Stamping out dissent until surrender is the only option.
Your republics are hardly any different. Their intentions in the Deadfire were certainly not pure.
As you say, we left the republics for a reason.
The
The Inquisitor answers only to Wodica. In attacking Paradise, she has dragged us all far beyond the bounds of the Emperor's desires. Ludwine agrees. Our success would model the order and dignity of the Steel Garrote, for whatever that's worth.
You can say what you want, but you're still trying to subjugate us.
Careful, Envoy. Adir may still have a part to play, but don't let loyalty blind you.
When I think dignity, I think of the people who attacked Fior Messiverno unprovoked.
I've answered your questions. Now I would like you, all of you, to answer mine. Ludwine has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwine, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here. The Living Lands would become an extension of the Adiran. Soldiers bearing the flag of Adir would be garrisoned in every town. They would be paid in Adiran shelling and speak only the Adiran language. Their roads would be smooth Adiran roads. Their medicine would be hygienic Adiran medicine. And their weapons would be efficient Adiran weapons. Our customs would become their customs. Ours turned toward a common purpose. No one, not Rawatai, not the Valian Republic. This island would be safe for the first time.
The traditions of Solus are what give my wardens their strength. Without, I would sooner walk my people into the acid sea than trust an Adiran to hold me up.
What need does Thirdborn have for the protections of Adiran soldiers? We have cannons, cliffs, and wills forged in the storms of Rawatai. And should Rawatai come for us, we will rain hellfire down on their heads.
Under Adiran rule, your countrymen would strip my people of everything that makes them unique. Oh, I cannot betray them.
He would suppress our culture before it's had a chance to grow. Everything my people cultivated would be reduced to a footnote. If you have any love for this land...
Rawatai built its empire from colonies like this. Many have become centers of culture and prosperity, backed by... Of course, it can take decades to get there. But Adir won't be the only empire eyeing this place. A formal agreement now could protect us from something worse later.
It shall be peaceful in that all dissenters will be silenced. So there's that.
The Living Lands is a lot of things, but it will never be Adir. No matter how hard, Adir should turn back now and save everyone a bunch.
The Adder's promise. Flip our feathers as we find our wings. The deed binds as the wire binds to drown us. Why were we set free?
Of course. The Living Lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the Emperor. The grave would be expected to promote and develop the Living Lands to our mutual benefit. They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed from the local communities. The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes, and in times of war, soldiers. The Empire, I should note, is nearly always at war. In return, the Living Lands would enter Adia's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade, we would come to the Grave Room's aid. Naturally, that would be the Emperor's decision. But I suspect he would choose you. Only the strong survive the frontier. I used to believe that was Ludwig. But you were born to rule here. Quite literally. Have some faith in yourself, Envoy. You'd grow into the role in time.
We give up our fighters and the wealth of our lands, but we have wealth enough to give some away, if it means my wardens may return to their vigil in peace.
A grave room could work, so long as trade keeps moving through the Scarp and you're willing to serve as our go-between envoy. And we'll have cannons enough to deter the adherents.
With the Dream Scourge ended, my people can soon return to Fjord. I suppose we could send Adir what's left. But when lean times come, who will we feed?
Tribute, he says. Taxes. Soldiers. The Empire has tried it all before. Look to the east. They want to bleed us dry. To fill their coffers and fight their wars.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. We get the benefits of Imperial trade and protection without losing all of what makes this place special. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two. But right now...
We were fine before Adir showed up, and we'll be fine when they're gone. Trust the lands and her people.
If we give Adir power over us, we can't be surprised.
Subtle, pernicious, cut the rot, yet the disease remains. Safety among spite, a web gleaming with dew. They...
Of course. Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you, I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil, I'm open to uniting, if you are.
It's a nice idea, but consider the costs. If we walk away... But the people of Thirdborn have friends in the world.
With the Envoy's support, we'd have a god in our pocket. What could the Empire do to stop us? When my people return to Fjord, we could create such miracles of animancy, the Living Lands would become the breadbasket of the world.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Risk into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the sea? Many fruits on our back we graft.
Well, let's not twiddle our thumbs while Paradis burns.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
By grit and steel, Thirdborn stands with the living lands.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the living lands.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
God, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradis, and eventually the island.
The living lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwine must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradis militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Steel Garrote a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. Let's just say this is not my first brush with a tyrannical authority, though. I pray it is my last. May all the gods of Eora and the living lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the living lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
Let's go free a city, shall we?
Can't sleep? We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands. Your Emperor will... Since politics, when a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Adherents will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. This is the first time you were told to pick a side. All we ask in return is that you do. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your... I'm glad we understand each other. Time for you to get some rest. In truth, I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Ludwig is held together by faith. Precise. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the right, but according to her faith, Zapadal should not exist. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. That's my point, exactly. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A country. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her more... Or maybe not. Whatever happens, I want... When I agreed to travel with you, I didn't think I'd find myself. So imagine my surprise when you gave the Living Lands a chance to unite. Granted, it was an uphill climb. But thanks to our struggle, the island finally knows that... I can't wait to see what we do. Agreed. We fought hard, but to answer your question, is it really that up? No matter who wins or loses, the living... In my heart, I know that's a good thing. Life is impossible. I just want to put this behind us. Thanks for talking.
You should get some sleep. Right. Things feel different. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but it's always been a fight to putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's... You know, I've never seen a bear go to war. They'd fight. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for... what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. But it's... Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap. I'll be all right, Envoy. You go get some blessed rest.